Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This presentation used for presenting my research in international conference with the theme Enhancing Human Resources Productivity on Engineering, Social Sciences and Health During Pandemic of COVID-19 held by Universitas Muhammadiyah Gresik Engineering, Social Science and Health Conference 2020. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Ulfatul Marifah. I'm a student of doctorate program at Universitas Negeri Surabaya, and also I'm a lecturer in Universitas Muhammadiyah Gresik. My research title is Teacher-Initiated Interaction with Authentic Materials and Students' Engagement in Self-Initiated Out-of-Class English Learning with Technology. Background of the study: the use of authentic material have been researched, and it gives beneficial as an input for language learning initiated by the teacher in the classroom. And the second one, students use authentic material out of class as their initiative to strengthen their language competency, even their teacher do not use it in the classroom. And then the facts show that some students use authentic material out of class to support their language learning. Another fact shows that the growth of technology gives wider chance for the students to search authentic material as language learning exposure. Then, technology also gives chance for the student to have interaction to use language in communication. As we see today, it's easier for students to learn language, especially for English, since some exposure they can find in the internet, or it can be also in TV program, especially for TV channel in which most of them have a program in English. Another background, it shows that the existence of internet, email, chat, and mobile-assisted language learning are the example of application of technology in language teaching learning, which makes language teachers or learners have access easily to various types of authentic material as input and also as media for interaction using English. In another side, the policy, especially for teacher policy, now it has been changed. If at the previous or at past, maybe some teacher will not allow students to use mobile phone or laptop in the classroom, but today this policy changed on using laptop and mobile phone as the equipment for learning during pandemic. Maybe at past, some teacher think that if students bring laptop or maybe mobile phone in the classroom, it will distract their focus for learning. Another fact shows that limited time for learning English during pandemic. This is, and also the amount of the student in one class, it gives burden for the teacher to gain maximum result in teaching English. It also leads to the condition make teacher change policy on using technology as a source of language learning and also media for students' interaction. That's different at past. And also, teacher must be able to maximize The use of digital technology to support student learning inside and outside the classroom by using authentic exposure sources from digital technology to encourage students to take language learning initiative using technology outside the classroom. This is as a result for this pandemic. As we see today, it's easier for students to have some equipment, especially mobile phone, to search and to find exposure. In another side, limited time for learning in class also uh, give burden for the teacher. That's why the teacher should think a solution in which it can support students to learn language not only in the classroom but also outside the classroom. For research question in this study, the first is how do teachers use authentic material with technology in bilingual classroom? And for the second research question, how does teacher initiated interaction with technology engage student self-initiated language learning out of class? Method. The participants were 56 students on 6th grade of two bilingual schools. This is using two bilingual schools in which the range of age for this student is about 10 until 12. The instrument used in this research were observation, interview, document, and questionnaire. Data collecting. The observation during teaching in online class, interview to the teacher, and lesson plan were used to collect the data to answer first research questions. Then questionnaire, simple questionnaire using yes/no were distributed to students, and also the interview to the students used to collect the data to answer second research questions. Finding. The first research question. Finding for the first research question. First, audiovisual authentic material are the most used as a language exposure in language class initiated by the teacher, such as short documentary film, video clip, and animation film with subtitle. This authentic material used since they were closer with student experience for their daily life. Why teachers use short documentary films, video clip, and animation film with the subtitle? The reason is because it's closer with the student. It means that such kind of TV program, usually students watch them in TV channel. So when teacher use it, it will be easier for the students to activate their background knowledge, and it will be more interesting for the students, in which students will feel that what they have done every day, it's related with what they have learned in the classroom. Subtitle provided it to help students to comprehend the vocabularies. One teacher chose documentary film because she thinks that documentary film provides standard expression that will support for student examination. Then, an exposure with images and sound facilitates students to understand verbal input in language. Still in the first research question, it is also found that teachers use task approach to engage students' self-initiated learning with technology. So in this case, the teacher gives tasks to the students. The task involves technology for communicating the result. For the example, based on the observation, the teacher asks students to find their own sources and then make it into story. In this case, student will be free to present the result. It can be presented using PowerPoint, or it can be formed in a story using Scratch, such kind of this. So the result will be communicated with other friends using technology. The task has been designed in the lesson plan complete for targeted elements such as language target, specific objective, skill, technological aid, and type of authentic material. The task lets students to find their own sources and to it individually or in pair. Below, I will show you the table showing the activity for task approach in which it consists of the topic and then the element or the targeted element of the language, and also the activities done by the students. Here, one example. The topic is perfect predators. Sources used by the teacher, documentary film, and here some targeted element, verb and noun for vocabulary study, word definition, listening, viewing, and speaking, website and computer, the technology aid involved, and then the sources is authentic listening, viewing material. From this table, some of sources initiated by students. For the example, for the first here, perfect predator, this is initiated by the teacher. Seems that the teacher give the example. But for another meeting with a subtopic, be patient, it's still relating with animal. The topic be patient here talking about how the animal will be patient to find their food. Here, documentary film, online magazine, cartoon film, YouTube, all are initiated by students. Here, the teacher gives tasks is to finding some sources and then describing animal character in chasing their prey for food by using some sources. Here, the student will do this task and the result will be presenting using PowerPoint. But really, this is not only most of using PowerPoint, but some of students, they can use a picture and also they use Scratch. Okay, this in the complete activities and targeted element for language. Then for finding for second research questions, all students agree that using authentic material is more interesting in learning language. This is 100%. All students said that answer yes for the questionnaire. Even finding their own sources gives them freedom and support them to have more effort in learning. 85% students said that they spend more time for doing their tasks at home using their laptop or mobile phone. When based on the interview, most of students will spend more than 2 until 3 hours for finding sources. And this is not only done once, it can be twice or 3 times. And then 75% said that they tried more other application and web used by their teacher. Means that they do not only use the application or web or link that is given by the teacher, but they tried to find other. For the example, one of the students, they will use online dictionary to find some difficult word, even though the teacher do not give a link for that. And then YouTube and Google were the most used as a searching machine for finding their own sources. This activity or task activity encourages students to find more vocabulary and give wider chance to communicate. Based on the interview, most of students said that really this is not easy for them to find the sources and then trying to comprehend the sources. Even they found some difficult vocabulary, but they can solve this problem by uh, searching in vocabulary, in dictionary, especially for online dictionary. Discussion. From these two findings, we can discuss that the use of audiovisual authentic material provided an effective exposure for young learners in bilingual classroom, especially when this is using short documentary film, animation film, and also video clip, in which it is completed with subtitle. Then, task approach strengthens students in all skills. As I have said before, that task here, the teacher gives task in which the result should be communicated among of the student, whether this is spoken on or written. For the example, one of the tasks asks students to find the sources. When finding sources, of course, student will listen the content or listen the sources first. It will enhance their listening competency. Then they will report it in which it can be as a presentation or it can be in the form of scratch. So sometimes it can be in the form of writing, or if this is presentation, so this is not only for writing but also for speaking. Then authentic materials and teachers' tasks initiated by the teachers encourage students learn language more out of class. It can be proved by students having more time. They spend more time for learning language, and also they use not only manual dictionary but also online dictionary, and then also they will use more application provide in the internet, and also they will use more sources. So this is not only use the source that has been given by the teacher, means that the link has been given by the teacher, but they try to find others. So conclusion, from the research we can conclude, from the finding of the research we can conclude that learning English by using authentic material make it easier for the student to relate language to what they encounter in their daily activities at home. From watching TV channel to using their smartphone to find sources that they can use as language exposure in learning English. Then, to be able to encourage students to learn English at home, teachers can use a task approach that involves the use of technology. And also, in this case, students really need a model and guidance from the teacher in finding valid learning sources as a trigger for the student to dare to try to find other sources in authentic material for their learning. It is necessary for the teacher to give a model first, in which it will encourage students to find another sources using their technology. Thank you, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.